All right, welcome everybody. It's your boy NoisySauce here. I'm going to be making a beat for you in my new setup. This is a collaboration with my boy Travis here from Tiny Vessels. He has brought around a whole bunch of gear. Say hi.
Hello. How's it going?
And he's got me webcammed up. He's got a stream of my computer. Bring that bitch up.
There you go.
He's got himself. He's got a version where you've got both the screen and me. It's high tech. If you've never seen me make one of these beats before, I start with a blank template, like what you can see there, and it's just got the instruments that I regularly use, but I've no musical ideas down. I've got no concepts down. I am legitimately starting from scratch, and by the end of this stream, which is going to be unedited, we are going to finish with a fully formed beat ready to rap on and create some fire. So, Travis, any words before we get started? You happy?
I'm happy.
You ready?
I'm keen to see what you come up with, man.
Pressure's on. All right. I'm gonna get straight into it. So first thing I'm gonna do is this is gonna be a Migos type beat because I dig Migos and their vibe, and they're kind of trending right now. So it's always good to pick someone who's trending to make some stuff with. So this is a piano sound that I'm going to start with, but I'm going to manipulate it a bit. So, oh, that's loud. Do we want to turn that down? Yeah, it's cool. So that's our piano sound. Not happy with how that's going to be for now, so I'm going to jump over to my mixer and I'm going to do a little bit of manipulation. This is something I've thought about today, but I've never tried before, so I'm going to give it a go, and that is creating a delay loop that is going to, in turn, distort the sound a little bit more every time it runs through. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. So I've run that piano into its own auxiliary, which I'm going to name piano delay. Oh shit, I can't spell. And then from there, I'm going to crank a H delay on there. Now, normally you'd have the feedback up pretty high, but I'm going to turn it way off because we don't need that. Turn off the analog because that just adds shitty noise that we don't need. And I'm also going to run the same delay as the output. So what that's doing is running the output back into the input, back into the H delay. Now, next up, I'm going to throw a distortion, one knob driver. Is going to be my distortion of choice. Going to throw that up a bit. And we're going to play, my piano. And we're going to turn the delay up to full, see what happens here. All right, so we've got one delay. All right, we've got a bit of distortion on there. And now I'm going to crank this up so we get some feedback. All right, we're going to turn that down a bit because it is a little bit hectic. Damn, that goes for a long time. Next thing I'm going to do is bring the high pass and low pass of that delay up so that it rips out some of those frequencies. And damn, that goes forever. Maybe I'll put the delay. Okay, I think the problem is the delay is a little bit too hot, so we're going to turn that down. All right, turn that up a bit. And going to turn the distortion up a bit. Turn that down. All right, the distortion's adding a little bit too much, so cool. All right, next thing I'm going to do is get rid of everything, all the other keyboards on this, because I'm going to use this, just these two as a bus that we're going to use the end bus to mix on. So when we also going to change the delay time to a quarter note because it's a little bit too quick for me right now. All right. Now that is a cool sounding riff already, so I'm going to go with that. Now, in our main bus section here, I'm going to manipulate this a little bit with some EQ and a bit of saturation and stuff. And for that, I'm going to use the Virtual Mix Rack by Slate. This has got a lot of cool plugins in it, but the ones I am most interested in are this EQ, which has low pass, high pass, and also I can rip out some of that high end, which, you know what? That's not even high. Like, it's not even cutting off enough low end for me. So I'm gonna try, enough high end for me. So I'm gonna put a 1 knob on there and rip out all the. Whoa. All right, something's happened here. Oh, I know what's happened. My distortion isn't running out the same bus. You got to make sure everything's. That's right. Cool. That is sounding quite fire. I do want to just bump up that distortion a little bit more. Yeah, it's cool. All right, that's the riff I think I'm going to end up using. I kind of like it. I'm going to push that a little bit higher. It's pretty lo-fi sounding. And finally, I'm going to add a bunch of reverb to this because it's a little bit dry. Abbey Road reverb, this stuff's beautiful. Makes it sound like it's in a big dirty room. And adds this like mid-range bump to the reverb, which is really nice. I just love the Abbey Road. It's really simple to use too. Cool. I like where we're at now, so I'm going to jump back into here and... oh, I've made a whole bunch of shitty channels here, so I'm going to get rid of those. And we're just going to record a track of this through a couple of times to get our riff happening. So here we go. Cool. Seems to be lagging a little bit. That might be because of my delay. Something. Don't know what's going on there. It's a little bit weird. But we're going to keep on moving because we ain't got time to be messing around with that kind of shit. So we're just going to move on. That's weird. Are you seeing this?
I am seeing this.
That's weird.
Super weird.
I've never had this happen, but now that we're recording live, it's doing stuff.
That seems promising.
Oh, there we go. Just needed a little bit of love. Don't worry about it.
Just a little bit of love in there,
Just
mate.
needed a little bit of loving. All right, let's get some drums happening because this definitely needs some drums. All right, I'm gonna start with some 808s. And I'm going to use two different 808 sounds in this. The first one I'm going to use is going to be, so I'm just so you know, I'm using a mini for the 808. This is a Arturia mini replica, and I'm just using the 808 boom preset that they use, and I've changed the decay time to be like whatever I want it to be, and I'm just running that through multipass, which this kind of adds some beef to the low end, which I accidentally just changed. Oh shit, I did something. Ha. And some, and then a decapitator, which adds distortion, which I'm going to turn down a bit for this one. Is that distorting your channel? No.
No.
That's all right. It's a bit. All right, there we go. All right. I'm going to turn off the multipass for this one and turn up the distortion. All right, cool. Now, whoops. Now for this one, all right. All right, I think I know what I want to do there. Let's try that. Are you hearing that clipping a little bit? Sorry if you're hearing a little bit of clipping. It's just the amount of processing the audio is having to go through. The bass is a little bit hectic, but that's only because I don't fuck around with my bass, and that's what you got to deal with when you're listening to NoisySauce. It might be the distortion.
It might be a stereo bus.
Oh yeah, you're right. See, it's good to have another set of ears there. Nah.
Just play both.
Don't know. There's some pretty hectic low end stuff going on here. It doesn't matter. We'll deal with that later. You'll get an idea of what's going on here. Just imagine it with that clicking in your ears. All right, let's move on. So what do I want to do here? So first up, so this is. I got a idea for some snares. Now this says tuned hat snares, but it's tuned trap snare hats, but it's supposed to say snares. Also, cheers everybody. Cheers, Travis.
Cheers, man. NoisySauce providing the goods.
Oh, you know how it be. I got to pay him with something. I don't have any money, so. All right. Let's play some snares here. The first half of that was trash, so I'm going to get rid of that. Replace it with the second half and then join those two together. was terrible. What is that? It was this. That one. Oh, that was really bad. I did the same thing twice in a row. Alright, cool. Don't mind about that. What's happening there? This is not going to be throughout the whole track. This is just kind of be a little bit of a fill that happens every so often. And what I want is to add a little bit of reverb to that. And I'm also going to one knob filter this to get rid of a lot of that high end of these snares. Cool. Now, I feel like this is going to be where the intro kind of does its thing. So what I'm going to do is copy this across. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the snares here. I'm going to double up on the 808, make a separate one that is the same, but I'm going to alter it. Now we're going to be cranking up the distortion quite a bit on these 808s. So I'm going to get rid of that, go back to my other window. And so here I'm going to bring in, I'm going to leave the multipass off, but I'm going to crank this up. So it's just going to, oh shit, I'm on the wrong section. Sorry guys, give me a sec. Here we go. All right, I'm going to turn that down a bit. And for this one, we just got to turn down the decay time a little bit because it's a little bit hectic. All right, so these are the little changes that we've got to make. So if you want to have a listen, the first half of this, oh my God, I got to learn how to press the buttons. The first 808 sounds a bit like this, and the second one sounds like this. Way, way more hectic. And the other thing we're going to do is double that up with a big, fat kick. So the way I'm going to do that is drag all of these guys down to a kick drum sample here, and then find a kick drum that works well for that. Oh shit, there's something there. All right, now this second 808's got to come down a bit still because it's a little bit hectic. That kick's definitely distorting the.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to turn your stereo bus down for me?
Yep.
And I'll bring you back up here.
Yep. I'll turn that down. Oh, actually, I won't turn it down there. I'll turn it down here.
Yep.
Oh wait,
that's the same.
Wait up.
Sorry, everyone. Just give us 2 seconds.
It was cranking on the out there.
Just maybe give me a little bit more than that.
Sorry.
That's better.
It's better.
Awesome.
All right, sweet.
We're good.
We figured it out.
Cool.
All right, sorry. Just screaming at you. All right, so let's go back to... here we go. And so this is what I've done here is changed where the bass is prominent. So on this one, the bass is more prominent. And then over here, the kick's more prominent. and the bass is just kind of adding a little bit of extra. And we've got a little bit of buzz in the background there now, but that's fine. You guys can deal with that. You'll be happy. You guys don't give a fuck, I know. All right, and now I'm just going to find a good combination of snares to work with. Those two. This is how I make a beat. I just play around with shit until it sounds good. Oh, okay, no, this last one's got to change to just that. All right, that sounds cool. We're going to throw some reverb on that snare. Less, and take some of the high end out of both of these. One other thing I want to do with this snare is add a bunch of distortion to it, because I love a good distorted snare on trap drums. They're just something about it. All right, that's cool. All right. Gosh. One sec, I'm gonna jump over to this. All right, I'm gonna put some cymbals in this side of the beat. Sounding good. I like this. All right. Now for a third part, I'm going to take that same 808 pattern that we had for the first two, and I'm going to throw it into a synthesizer. I'm going to try a couple of the ones of my presets that I normally use and see how it sounds. And I'm also going to stretch out all of the notes so that they last the full length. And I'm going to drop them down an octave. One thing with some synthesizers is if you have the end of a note finished before the start of the next one, and it's the same note, it'll cut it out. So there's a little tip for you. There you go, the same thing I did there. Alright. Just gotta fix that. Lickety split. Alright, now that is a cool bass, but she boring as fuck. So we're gonna add some extra sound to it. Right now it's a massive synth. It's cool, but like it needs some chorus. And my favorite new chorus, which I bought recently, is where'd it go? This Syntaurus by D16 plugin company. It's pretty cheap. You should check them out. This is just a massively powerful chorus. It does heaps of stuff, and the presets are pretty insane. So just gonna jump around until I find something I like. I like that one. Warm pad. I'm also gonna bust out the release on these guys. And to top it off, we're gonna do another we're gonna do another drum kit pattern to it. And that's going to involve a different kick to the one that we were using before, and also a different kick pattern. So don't use the same synth. Lockie's tips. That's the one. That's the kick I want. It's cool. It works. It does stuff. One thing I'm going to do with this one is run that kick out a separate output than, oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong button, than the one I have it in now. And that is because I want to process it a little bit differently. In that, I'm going to add a bunch of reverb to it. Oh shit, back here. Yeah, bunch of reverb. Oh, that's not where I want to go. This one, kick 2. All right, and we also want that one, that snare. That's the one. All right. One. Here we go. Let's record this snare. I just realized I got to get rid of this guy. This the 4th snare here. All right, and that snare that we just put in now, I am going to rip out a bunch of its high end as well. That one. There you are. And actually, I'm going to tune it down first, see how that sounds. Or further. Yeah?
Like that a lot.
It's sick. It's filthy. That distortion that's already running on the snares is giving that a lot of filth as well. Just filthy snares are so good. gonna run a little bit of percussion in the background just to give that the appearance of hi-hatness without it being hi-hat. What I'm gonna run is my pepper shaker. I actually made this with a pepper shaker, and it has worked for me a lot. So I'm just gonna test it on this one, see what happens. It is too fast is what's happening here. So what I'm gonna do is run stretcher on this, time compression expansion. I don't know what it's called in this flex time, sorry. And I'm going to use the speed effects one. And so what this does is it actually pitches down the tuning of it as well as stretching it out. And can chop that in half so we can use just one half. And now it'll have a like halftime feel. Alright, and now we need some trap hats. Because we're making trap, and you can't have a trap track without trap hats, they say. Is that a rhyme? Should we spit
like
on
a rhyme?
That's the one. Hey, not normally I find the hat that I want first time. Now, for this one, we're going to use 30-second note triplets. Travis is a drummer, and he can't play 30-second note triplets at 100 BPM.
You're probably right.
It's too quick. You straight up can't. Can ya?
Nah.
He's gonna get fired from his band because of that one. Even though he made the band.
I deserve it.
Alright, just gonna copy that across. Oh, they're a little bit quick actually. Sorry, not a little bit quick. They're a little bit long. So I'm just gonna chop off a couple of the end ones here. Yeah, it's a bit better. A bit trappier. And just copy the... Oh, shit. Don't want to do that. Oh, my God. What am I doing? There we go. And copy these across to here. And then repeat, repeat, repeat. Turn them down. Yeah? All right. Sip of wine. Got to keep it going. Fuck. Sorry about that. All right, let's move on. I want to see where we're at so far because we got an intro, we got and two sections of a verse, I guess. Actually, I'm just going to copy this across to here. I know I'm going to use it again, but I just want to cut out the first 4 bars of this, see how it sounds. Snares. Snares way too loud. Sorry, I bumped that in a little bit too early. I'm liking how that's sounding, so we're gonna we're getting back into that original spot where we were, but I'm going to expand on where like the sound that we began with by adding some more drums and some extra elements to it. So first thing, oh shit, not that. I'm going to add the kick into this one. But I'm only going to add the first kick of each bar because I don't need all that. And although we're going to have the snare rock in there, we are also going to have this second type, these big snares in there as well. Lies. We're going to use that guy. Where are we? Sometimes you just... That's it. So same pattern, different snare. No, that's terrible. We're going to use that. That's the one. Cool. Hats. Standard hat pattern is gonna rock on this one. Let's do it. Be good if I could play. Don't like that hi-hat, actually. Don't like that one either. That's it. That's cool. That's swaggin'. Let's add something else. A high bell. Hi, bell. All right, let's octave up. That's it. Whoa, how badly did I play? Oh, I know why. I've got it set to go to 30-second note triplets, which is completely off my 16th note. Wow! Which I want it to be quantized to. Quantize! Oh, I think I still played it terribly out. Whoa! Am I that bad, Trav?
I didn't think you played it that badly.
No, I just played the first 2 bars that badly. I think the rest of it wasn't too bad. Let's have a listen.
Macy's come in to say hello, mate.
Oh, my cat's here.
I'm pretty sure she opened the door, like, by herself.
Nah, she can't do that. She probably just pushed it open.
It looked
Anyone who
impressive.
wants to check out my cat. This be her. She's not impressed with me right now. Run away. All right, now she's going to attack me. Filthy cat. She's filthy on me. All right. Still a bit loud. That's a loud ass bell. So I've got a filter here just ripping out all the high frequencies. If you're wondering what this is here, this channel, it is a pile of plugins that I regularly use for various purposes, and I have it on just sitting at the very start of my thing, so I can just quickly drag through rather than having to go through all this and find the plugin. I can just be like, yep, bam, there it is. So you'll notice that I'll drag filters across and distortion and stuff willy-nilly, and that is for that reason. I also want to add a delay to this, so I'm going to go my classic H delay. Love this delay. This is by Waves. Pull down the dry wet, pull off the analog, bump these out. Going to keep the 1/8 note delay, sorry, 1/8 dot delay, ping pong, lo-fi, and this should sound fire. Now, if you want to add a little bit more fire to it, you just jump up this depth here, and that choruses the delays, or like modulates them, so they sound a bit dank. It's too much. Just a little bit's fine with these ones. Yeah. Still come down a bit. It's really loud. Alright, cool. That's cool. Now that I've got that going, I'm going to jump the exactly what I had in the second section, and just copy that bell that we just made across to the new section, and that will mean that it's got like a little bit of movement to it. Same thing with this one, although I'm going to drop the those bells down an octave. Oh, you can hear the chorusing there. That's cool. Yeah. And now we have to go somewhere epic with this. It has to happen. All right, so we're going to take it, what we did 2 bars ago, where we made all this new stuff, and I'm going to just close my door so much stuff ain't happening out in the background there. And he's back. How you going, Travis? Did you enjoy the break?
I did.
Oh, good.
It's a good time.
Just gonna have a sip. All right. Now, the whole thing with this beat is I wanted it to progress, and so far we're sitting at about just over 2 minutes, and I feel like this can progress quite a bit. So this coming from here. I feel like this is a spot where we can really take it up a notch. And one of my favorite plugins for taking it up a notch, some people will call it cheating, but I call it art. And that is, sorry, I'm just going to make my channel here. It's this plugin called damage, which is a part of the contact bundle from Native Instruments, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So instruments, so just open up contact, and if we scroll down here, we've got, where is that, damage, this thing. All right, it's got a bunch of these loop menus, and they really reminded me of like Kanye West's like industrial phase. He's just got like, they've got some like really cool shit. So I'm gonna drag in one of these, and I'll show you what they sound like when you're playing them. It's just like these loops that just chopped up, filthy stereo drums that are just absolutely disgusting. And I do feel like a bit of a cheat when I use these, but I don't give a fuck. I just want to make good music. So I'm going to supplement this with some other stuff, but we're going to use that. All right, I could just sit there and hold that out throughout the whole thing, but instead I'm just going to drag it out. Fortunately for these ones, you have to have the it's sitting throughout the whole thing, and it needs to be quantized, which it is, which is cool. All right, that's cool. Dig that. Sounds awesome. Let's put some extra oomph at the start of each beat. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to my effects one, and there's these strikes here, and these are contact instrument as well. Ones. So just going to add one of these to the start of each one. Need that one as well. Yeah. That's got some thump to it. Now the damage is a little bit too loud, so I'm going to turn that down a bit. All right, one thing to notice, one thing I like to do when I change up what's different about a channel is I just slightly change the color of the thing there so that it I can just tell when it's slightly different. I haven't done it up here, but I kind of know what's going on there. I should have done that, but I didn't. So sue me, bitch. Actually, nah, I'm gonna do it. Nah, screw it. I don't know what. Let's just move on. Let's just keep going. All right, so I'm gonna now copy what we had before across. I'm going to add this damage to this section as well. Gonna get rid of the damage for that section, but keep the strikes in. Finally, can keep the strike. That's a third round through. So we've got 1, 2, 3 kind of transitions of the 3 different sections, all adding a little bit as it goes through. I think when we finish this off, we should take... Sorry, that changed my sound a little bit there. I'm going to go back to where we started. There. Run the tuned trap hats. Which ones? These ones. Sorry, the tuned snares. With the bell running. And then finish off with octave up though, the original one. See how that sounds. So we're finishing off. Don't like it. Let's think of a different outro section for that. What would be cool? Trav, you got any cool ideas?
I'm always a big fan of finishing on drums.
Oh, yeah.
So you could just have dry drums there as they're finishing a line.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of imagine it.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Maybe something like, so coming back in with some dry drums, like. With some hats in there as well.
Yeah, it's maybe a little bit weird going down and then coming back in.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it needs just a little bit of something in that last section.
Yeah. Let's have a listen to... Let's throw the pepper shaker in there because that was kind of cool. Nah. Let's try these cymbals. It's kind of combining those snares together. we can throw the hats. Actually, we can just throw all those snare drums together without anything else. See what happens. I reckon we finished there with just a big 808. Fucking slamming that last note. So it's just like. Get rid of the snare. Oh, that noise is pretty annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely present, isn't it?
Let's have a listen to this. Get rid of those hats too. Big fat 808 finish right there. All right.
Nice.
I'm happy. I'm going to go through now and get rid of all of the things that I'm not using. And this will save up my CPU power because I'm sure I'm using quite a bit right now. So all the basses I'm not using. Oh, shit. I'm pretty much using all the drums so we can keep them. We are using a lot of instruments. Sorry, guys. I got a bit excited today. It's a very busy beat. One thing I want to check is that my riser and my voice tag works. This is a riser. If you've watched me make a beat before, you have most likely seen me use this riser. This is one that I made myself. Oh my god. And I've cooked it. And it is me clapping a wall in a stairwell twice. You know the stairwell? We work at the same place, and there's this big stairwell that's like massively echoey. And so I slapped the wall of the stairwell, recorded it twice, put one side left, one side right, reversed it with a bunch of EQing and reverb and stuff, and you get this sound. And I just use that for everything.
That's awesome.
It's my favorite riser. It beats, like, I don't know why, but all other risers I use, it just doesn't really have the same effect as that. So let's have a listen to this intro.
Throwing some sauce on that beat.
Don't know if I like it there, though, unfortunately. I'm just going to turn it down a bit. See if it might be a bit loud.
Throwing some sauce on that beat.
Yeah, it's better. I'm going to put it in the same place everywhere in this beat so that it gets that same effect at the same spot. Kind of signals where the chorus should go. I don't know if you guys want to use that as the chorus or not. Don't matter. Actually, I'm not going to put it there, but I'm just going to see if that works. Sounds good. Actually, I don't like it there as much as I think I'll like it here. That is where I like it. So I'm just going to move these to that section. Cool. Sounds fire. All right, that is the arrangement done. I think it's looking pretty good. Final thing I've got to do is just a little bit of mastering. And Trav, you're going to have to watch the old level here.
That's cool. I got you.
You got me? Okay, because this is going to crank up a little bit. So this isn't mastering as people think it should be. It's kind of like poor man's mastering, just to kind of this is the basic stuff that you need to kind of get the beat at a spot where people can rap over it. There will be another set of mastering that like the engineer will do at the end. So I'm gonna show you what I do real quick. I've got, this is what I use to check where I'm at. All right, something I just want to point out here. I've pointed this out a few times, but this is like one of the most important parts of beat making. All you beat makers, have a look at this. I'm the god. You should listen to me. No, no. So this is something that when I started beat making, I had to consciously think about. But as I kept going, I kind of did this automatically when I made my beats. Now, this is the frequency spectrum. This is from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So this kind of shows everything that's going on. Now, in a mix, like a finished recorded mix, ideally, you kind of want everything around the same level. That means that you've got a proper balance over your whole mix, and it should sound quite good on most systems. You'll notice here, it's quite even. It's a little bit high up here, but there's a dip around this 1 to 5K range where not as much stuff happens. And that is because that range there is where the vocal sits. And if you make a beat and you've got all this shit going on in there, when someone goes to rap over it or sing over it or whatever, they're not gonna have any space there in the frequency spectrum. It's gonna be really hard to get their voice over the top sounding good. So when you make a beat, kind of watch that there ain't too much stuff here. And I mean, that section of the beat that I've got going there is even probably the most that it's gonna be in that section, because I got those drums. Like, look how much space you got for vocals. Damn. Cut it out here. Even though I got 3 different sections, I've still left a whole bunch of room here. And before I had to check that every single time I like did a master, but nowadays it just kind of comes naturally to just leave that section out. So that is part of mastering, like mostly part of mixing though. So just that's something to be aware of. There's a little tip for you. Check it out. All right, anyway, I'm going to move on to the actual mastering stuff. So I'll look at this. This is my EQ that I use. I mean, it's pretty good. The only thing I would say is I want to add a little bit more bass to it. Not much though, just a little bit. And maybe pull out the high end the tiniest little bit. That's all I'm going to do with that part of it, and I'm going to do a little bit of mixing as well as part of the mastering. Second is a bit of compression. Now I'm keeping this very, very light because this isn't supposed to be like a finished master of the track. I'm not going as far as I would if I was doing this on a final. So I'm trying not to get more than like 2, at the most 3 dB of reduction here. This is just to kind of tighten up everything a little bit and make it sound a little bit nicer. And this is a really cool EQ that just makes everything sound better anyway. Sorry, EQ? Compressor. So, whoa. There's a little glitch there. And finally, this is a clipper. And this is just to kind of get the overall level of the beat up to the top. Again, if I was mastering properly, I would probably slam this way harder and do a little bit of trickery so I could get more level out of the beat. But because we are just setting this as a beat, I'm only getting this to a point where it's taking off the tops of the very loudest sounds and just getting to this beat to a level where it kind of sounds good everywhere. So So about 1 dB of reduction at the most there. So not much going on there. All right. Finally, I'm going to keep this EQ up. I'm just going to go through my sections, make sure there's nothing sticking out too much because I'm mixing on headphones. I can miss some of the bass. It's a little bit less bassy than if I'm running my subwoofer. So this I've noticed here with this particular clean, whatchamacallit, bass synth here, that is way too loud. We're going to turn that down a bit. Oh, that's the one, sorry. I was doing the wrong section. Also, those trap hats have got to come down a little bit. It's kind of cool. My piano is still a little bit loud, so and could be a little bit roomier. I'm just gonna turn up the that is, I think, done. Trav, what do you think of that beat?
Thumbs up from me, mate. I like it.
Thumbs up from the Trav.
Yeah.
And
oh
you
yeah.
have to respect the Trav because he is a songwriter in his own right quite a bit. Check out Tiny Vessels Official on Instagram and Twitter, and Tiny Vessels Official on YouTube. Plug yourself. TinyVessels.com. Wait, is it TinyVessels.com?
I won't plug myself. I won't tell everybody that I've got a single coming out on the 22nd of March.
Wait, you've got a single coming out on the 22nd of March?
It's only on the 22nd of March.
Oh, 22nd of March. Damn, I also didn't know you were having... Fuck. All right. We're going to do a playthrough. Start to finish. I'm going to open up different instruments as we're playing through so you kind of get a vibe of what's going on as we're going. This isn't a live stream like my normal things. This is uploaded, so you can't ask questions to me right now because I'm somewhere else. So if you want to ask me questions about anything to do with this beat, please hit me up on any of my social medias. That's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you find me. It's NoisySauce, noisy_sauce, facebook.com/NoisySauceBeats. Go to NoisySauceBeats.com if you want to check out all of my links. Fuck, I don't know what else to say. But that is a finished beat. Let's have a listen to it start to finish, see what we think, see if it's ready for release. If you want to buy it, I've forgotten what it's called. It's called Daisy, and it's a Migos type beat. Peep this shit, and yeah, buy my stuff. Just check it out. I was going to go through stuff.
Throwing some sauce on that beat.
That is done.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what else to say. I think that's it. I think we're going to close off this stream right now. Please hit me up if you have any questions. Is there anything else I should have, Trav? I'm a little bit saucy after all that wine and might forget things.
No, I think you've done it all, mate. It's a sick beat. I like it. Daisy.
Thank you
Hit
so
it
much.
up.
Yeah, Daisy.
Buy it up.
Buy it up.
Wrap it.
Wrap it.
Wrap it.
Wrap it. You can spit some fire on that. All right. We're going to close this up now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. It wasn't a tutorial. It was a live stream of a beat make. And yeah, have a good one. Catch you next time. Peace out. Your boy Noisy.
Don't forget to throw some sauce on that beat.